Hello you, it's me. And this is not something that I generally speak about, but it's something that popped up and I wanted to give a response to, and that is gender confusion and particularly gender fluidity. And this was my question. If I'm a person who enjoys riding a bike, does that make me male or female? If I'm a person who likes to fish, does that make me male or female? If I'm a person who enjoys playing with dolls, does that make me male or female? If I'm a person who climbs trees, does that make me male or female? If I'm a person who wears pants all the time and hates dresses, does that make me male or female? And the reason why I ask these questions is because the answer to all of these questions is either or both. And it seems like a lot of people who are having trouble with their gender or calling themselves gender fluid tend to assume that gender is based on what you do and not who you are. If I dye my hair purple and paint my nails green, that still doesn't define my gender. It just shows that I have a different type of way to express my creativity. Because I like it. Because I like to dye my hair colors. Because I like to paint my nails. But it has nothing to do with gender. And I feel very frustrated with... I was watching some TikToks, which is what brought this up. There's one in particular where it was a young girl, very young girl, or should I say young person, who said that they were gender fluid. They like they, them pronouns because one day they'll be a boy, next week they'll be a girl, and they go back and forth. And I couldn't help but get confused because what she was just, what this person, I should stop misgendering, what they were describing were activities that they did that defined their gender. And that doesn't define your gender. And that is something that really bothered me. Because you can be a girl and like to play guitar. You can be a guy and like to dress up. You know, there is no either this or that. You can do both. And that's not the way to define your gender. When I was a kid, I was a huge tomboy, and I hated dresses, and I climbed trees, and I played catch with my dad, and I loved baseball games and football games, but I also played with dolls, and I also liked my stuffed animals, and I love dogs, and I love cats, and I loved my tortoise. So I think we need to relook the whole gender fluidity thing. And it seems like the only people that are saying that they're gender fluid are people who seem to think activities define your gender and not just who you are or what you're born with. And I just think that shouldn't be your focus. Just be yourself. If you happen to be gender fluid, great. If you happen to be bisexual, trans, gay, lesbian, that's all great too. I'm not against that. But I just want to be clear. Gender is not an activity. And I think that's confusing kids. And I think that trying to put gender stereotypes into who you are as a person The only people that are doing that are the LGBT community. I don't see people doing that in general. It just seems to be some people who define themselves in a particular way. And I just think that brings on confusion. Again, gender is not an activity. It's just body parts. That's all I gotta say.